Hello Sounders, this is Mick. Right, let's get this together. After yet another painful night at the football, I am generally a glass half full sort of a person, but I do know there's no point in hiding from problems in life or in Portsmouth. So I'm going to try and be positive in reaction to 5 games now without a win, 3 consecutive home defeats. Say it quickly and get it out of the way for now, because we have to get over the shock of following 2 impressive away wins with that sort of run of results. It's shocking for us watchers. It's also shocking, of course, for the players and coaches, and they are the ones that have to get over it. It was apparent to me watching this derby game how lacking was any confidence. And lack of confidence numbs the brain, it befuddles the body, mistakes abound. The will to do the right thing exists, but the coordination deteriorates, the players' feet fumble, their decision-making splits into a compromise of misplacement and inaccuracy. And that's what I saw, we all saw in the first half against Derby. No confidence as we advanced out of defence, as minutes passed, a growing desperation to achieve what the team had been told to do all week long by their coaches. Over carefulness is as bad as carelessness. The team grow too anxious, too elaborate. You could see it in their faces. We know, most of us anyway, that they're better than that, as Chris Sutton would say. But we're helpless on the sidelines. All we can do is sing and shout, which at Fratton Park you always get from the crowd. But clubs come to Fratton now expecting that these days. They're told not to be intimidated, to expect a savage reception, to show no weakness. And that's what Derby did, led, it has to be said, by Matt Clark, a young hopeful at Pompey back in the day, a gnarled old warrior now at Derby, but perhaps still in his prime, who Clark, along with a good deal of experience around him, made it such a painful night for Pompey after that horrible early, too straightforward winner from Smodic, who I get muddled up with Smodrick, who is the Israeli government minister, extreme man, who gives us pain like Smodic did. Anyway, we were better in the second half. How many games have we lost, Sounders, by a single goal this season? I make it 12. We are not getting thumped, Sounders, but we're not having enough success, enough goals really, to take the weight off the players. We need to see them laughing after scoring goals. That sort of release. There were no smiles after Derby County. All you could see was tension. Perhaps Sounders 2 away games coming up with less expectation will do us good. But we've truly put ourselves down among the dead men. And it's difficult not to tense. It's difficult to drop the shoulders, free the legs relax and play. That's what we need to see in the away games coming up. Individually, we still have a team worthy of our support. Briefly looking at them, there's Schmidt, Nicholas. He's a good keeper. Devlin and Swanson are as combative and determined and enthusiastic and young as ever. Although I still feel their partnerships with their wingers can be improved, must be improved. We did look a bit more hopeful down the left, it has to be said, when Ogilvie was released from his central duties to play on that side. He made a difference. That happened, of course, when Conor Shaughnessy came on. Conor's obviously not yet right, but it was good to see him get some minutes, and hopefully there'll be more to come, as it was to see Regan Poole back quickly. We must hope these two can stay fit and form the partnership we know they have in them. It could be crucial in the run into this pretty horrible season that we're enduring. Adams was valiant against his old club, didn't pull his punches, got applause from all round the ground when he made his exit. That was notable. It occurs to me he's not a subtle midfield maestro. He's proved, though, that he can score one or two important goals, but he's not going to create many. What he does do is exert power and lift to the midfield team, and we wouldn't be without him now. We're lucky, really, that Derby. And now you start to understand a little bit why he was released when you see Derby and you see the power and the strength and the experience that they have. You can sort of understand why Adams got out of that and came down to us. We're lucky that he did come, because he is one of the great hopes for sort of saving us this season. But I can now, having watched Derby, who were pretty impressive on the night, I can now understand why they released him. Marlon, back to our team. Marlon is a steady Eddie, of course. Personally, I would like to see Dazelle back and fit. I don't know how long that's going to take. And Brown probably deserves more game time, but he isn't much more effective in the box than Colby thus far. Do you think, Sounders? It's a debate. Connor Chaplin has been and was immensely disappointing, which is just what he wouldn't want to hear, because he's obviously acutely aware of that and trying so hard that the tension, frustration and anger is almost visibly emerging from his ear holes. I think I saw it. I do think we have more hope from John Swift in that 10 role than Connor at the moment, in a creative sense anyway. Gus Caballero is immensely frustrating. You can see why we got him in, and he's trying very obviously very hard and trying to do what he's been told to do, working hard, but there is too little anyway end product, both in his crossing or his shooting on goal. It's there in him, but sound as it ain't getting out. And Millie Ali the same, really, rigid with tension. He squandered possession in a really awful first half, and then I think nearly won us the game in the second half. Our best forward, this team, somehow the manager, the coaches have to enable them to enjoy themselves again on the pitch. There was very little pleasure around on Monday night. They've got to enjoy themselves on the pitch and express themselves, and that's so hard to do as we sink down the table. Set pieces, if I can say it, set pieces or plays. All right, set plays would be a good place to start. We have 10 or more corners pretty much every game, but never looked like converting any against Derby County. The guy, Hancock Analysis, I'm always quoting him, he's a very clever young man, makes the tough but fair point that things have gone wrong in this area since Joe Perdomo gave up set-piece planning to Doyle. I mean, it doesn't matter why that decision was made, why that change was made, but it does matter that we reverse the results of that. Sounders, you know, there are fans panicking. Of course there are. And they're all very vocal, and they get on social media and drive me nuts, lashing out blame on everyone behind the scenes at the park. I understand, but I despise those people who just want to distance themselves from the pain and problems by claiming that they know best and knew it all the time. The know-alls. There'll be plenty of time for the know-alls, and I'll join them at the season end. But that's the time to dissect the season and everyone's influence on it then. But for now, there are 27 points to play for. A third of those could keep us safe. Nil desperandum. Sounders, I know most of you speak Latin. Don't conk out yet. There's still time for heroes to emerge. Play up, Pompey.